What's the weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's house? When I was 12, my friend Owen invited me over to his house for the first time. We'd been sitting next to each other in homeroom all year, and he was funny in a dry, quiet way. He wasn't the most popular kid, but he was always kind, and I liked talking to him. So when he asked if I wanted to come over after school to play video games, I said yes. His house looked normal from the outside, 2 stories, white siding, a small porch with a wind chime. Inside, it smelled faintly of lemon cleaner and something a little musty, like an attic that hadn't been opened in a while. His mom greeted us and offered us those weirdly soft sugar cookies with bright pink frosting. We took a few and headed upstairs to his room. Owen's room was typical for a boy our age. Posters of video games on the walls, action figures lined up on a shelf, a slightly messy bed. We played on his Xbox for an hour or two, took turns, talked trash, laughed. Around 6, his mom called us down for dinner. That's when I saw it. The dining room was dimly lit, with heavy red curtains pulled tight across the windows. The table was already set. Real plates, real silverware, cloth napkins, the whole thing. But what stood out wasn't the table. It was the chairs. They were all regular wooden chairs except for one. At the head of the table sat what I can only describe as a taxidermy throne. It looked like someone had fused parts of various animals into the wood. Deer antlers curled from the top, foxtails hung from the arms. The backrest was covered in what looked like snakeskin, stretched taut and glossy. There were bird feathers worked into the carvings, and the legs of the chair looked like real animal bones, polished and white. I stopped in the doorway. Owen just walked past it like it was no big deal. His mom saw my face and said, "Oh, that's Grandpa's seat. Don't mind it. We leave it set for him." I didn't know what to say. There was no Grandpa in the house, and I hadn't heard her mention him once. I sat in a regular chair and watched as she placed a plate in front of the empty throne. A full plate, roast chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, a napkin folded neatly on the side. Then she poured a glass of water and set it down gently like she didn't want to wake someone. We ate in silence for the first few minutes, the only sound being the clink of silverware and the occasional creak of the old wooden floor. No one acknowledged the extra setting. Owen passed me the salt like this was a completely normal thing. When dinner ended, his mom picked up all our plates, then carefully took the untouched plate from the throne. She carried it to the kitchen like it was made of glass. I wanted to ask, but I didn't. Owen just went back upstairs and turned the Xbox back on. Later that night, while we were playing, I asked quietly, "Who's Grandpa?" Owen didn't look at me. He kept playing, eyes on the screen. "He died before I was born," he said, "but Mom says he still comes to dinner." I didn't sleep much that night. I lay in my sleeping bag on his floor, staring at the ceiling and thinking about the throne downstairs, the way the feathers had shimmered in the low light, the glint of the bones under the table. Every creak of the house made me flinch. I thought I heard footsteps in the hallway once, but it could have been the house settling. The next morning, his mom made pancakes, and there were only 3 plates. No throne, no Grandpa. I never brought it up again, and Owen never mentioned it. But after that visit, whenever someone talked about weird things they'd seen at other people's houses, I always thought of that chair, heavy, silent, and waiting.